You might wonder why did the video suddenly end last night. Well, yes, I don't have the answer. Probably a technical mistake. Freely to fulfill my dreams, whatever they might be. And no technical mistake. I like to get to the core point here. I finished. I stopped taking video clips last night. I actively interrupted. It didn't feel good. Well, then I listened to what I said last night and I reviewed it this morning here in New York. And I thought, okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Why could it have been bad? Because last night I was struggling in between the possible performance that I thought I need to deliver here when going public with this, and the desire to really get to the core. I like to get to the core point here, to get to the point where it hurts, where the change is necessary, where one can find the reason why I'm actually doing this. I try to open up more. Maybe that helps. I really like to reach out to you. I would really love to get some of your feedback. So I'm going to share something. You might have seen the videos that I posted yesterday. Good coffee. So let's see. So air train, what is this? Well, here it is. That Boris is smiling and there's sparkle in the eyes. It looks a bit like a travel blog, you know, a boy going to a big town. Well, it's the one side. Yes, I'm happy to be here. Yes. And yes, it's inspirational. Look at the light. That's different to where I live. That's different to where I spent the last 2 years. That's different to the locations where I experienced all the shit that happened. Do I have to put a beep on that? Okay, that's the one side. Something else happened on the plane and I didn't tell you yesterday. I watched a film. I watched the Celine Dion film. And I nearly cried on the plane. And why did that happen? Well, first, for quite a time, you know, liking her music in a way, I thought, okay, that's a bit dramatic, you know. And now, well, she's actually promoting the drama as well. Well, I was mistaken. I saw the film and there's this one scene, and maybe you saw the film or you saw the scene because it was published in clips to promote the film, where she's laying on that bed in pain and she's showing that with no filter. What I recognized was situations when I was taking care of my dying wife, Kirsten. And I'm not telling you that to put on drama here. I'm just telling you that I recognized something that is very close to the core. I mentioned things sometimes last month. I just told a schoolmate a few minutes ago. I always thought, okay, my wife died. What else could they take from me? Yeah, but that's a technical explanation, isn't it? And it's not that technical. It's not that technical. My wife died in 2018. She was in pain for quite a while. And the last 12 months before she died, I spent time with her nearly 20 hours a day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, most of the time in the apartment. Even though she had professional care, I was there, I was taking care of her until the very end. And I did that because I promised that to her. And she would have done the same for me, of course. But when I saw that film yesterday, I did not only recognize that I already know what it is when people are in pain like that. And the pain meaning it's out of your own control, you know. But what I also recognized, and now I admire Celine Dion for that as well, as I did admire my wife, is the will to not give up. And I don't mean fighting against the illness, because in the end that doesn't work. What I mean is the will to not give up, that it is about her choices. My wife actively decided to go through the pain of that therapy, knowing that she would die in the end. And she, you know, we always had this saying among us, and I learned that here in the States from a trainer. Let me take care of me for you, and please, you take care of you for me. And my wife said, okay, Boris, I'm about to die here. I know it. And out of those 4 years of therapy, she had 2 quite good years, if one can say that. We traveled, we tried to live life to the fullest in the way it was possible back then for her, and we did it together. Well, the last 2 years they weren't, you know, they were tough. But my wife said, well, I'm about to die here and you're not even 50. Live your life, Boris. And to me that was important. And it was also important that I saw her will, her strength to defy the odds and do what she wanted to do, even with those obstacles. And I recognized that in that movie that I saw on the plane yesterday. And on the other hand, I don't want to get all emotional about it. I don't want to, how do you say that? You know, I don't want to indulge in the tragicness. You know, I don't want to do that. I never wanted to do that. So, my situation today is not at all comparable. I've lost things that can be re-earned. I've lost things that can be rebought and rebuilt. But decisions, well, this is nice, isn't it? Well, I don't like pigeons, but when they suddenly all come up to you, and this is what Tony calls a pattern interrupt. You know, when you get very emotional, change something, it will interrupt your pattern. I don't want to indulge in getting emotional, but the most powerful decisions are made when what you think is right matches the emotion, when you feel that's right, that's what I want, and then you make a powerful decision, and it's just a moment of decision that changes everything. I'm here in New York City, in this light, this atmosphere, to find the right moment to make a very powerful decision and take over and direct the second half of my life, hopefully, determined by the priorities that I decide, that I choose, focused on what I want for myself. And my wife took the freedom to, most of the time, do what she wanted for herself. And, well, what I would like to share with you is, how do I get to that point? Maybe it's possible for you to witness that point. Maybe I can make it possible for you to see how I make that decision and what that decision will lead to afterwards. That's quite unusual, I know. I know it's unusual to show weaknesses. Men don't show emotions. Publicly, they don't. But it's in your moments of a very emotional decision where your destiny is shaped. And I want to shape my destiny actively. I want to choose how I want to live the rest of my life. How much do I want to build? Defy the odds. What do I want to create? Defy the odds. And by that, make a change, maybe for others as well. I'm honest about it, but I don't know yet whether you trust me in that honesty. So I'm just going to keep practicing, sharing, and maybe you will give me some feedback. You dare to give me feedback. And maybe we can both benefit from it. So much for now. I come back.